The enter key, by user agent _Smith _3012. I have a dear old lady client whom used to be a coworker. I'll call her Susie. At a recent home visit I installed TeamViewer on her computer with her permission. Impossible to walk her through the simple download over the phone. She calls me up for help and I have her open TeamViewer. After 5 whole minutes of. So I type in the numbers. No, just read them to me please. Okay, I typed it in, but it doesn't look right. Oh okay, now Firefox is open. Can you minimize those windows and read me the code please? Okay, I closed them all. What number did you want again dear? We finally got connected. She has a large folder of MP4 files of her deceased daughter. Of course they all show as VLC traffic cone icons. I'm barely able to walk her through plugging in a USB drive. I want her to have as many backups of this irreplaceable footage as possible. Backed up to multiple drives in the cloud, we can now move forward. Change icons to thumbnails and ask if there's anything else. She wants to label the tapes, so over the next 2 hours I show her how to rename. I get her to do one and she deletes the file extension. We get over that and she's successfully renamed a single file. All she has to do is press enter or click anywhere else. Cannot do it. Yes, the enter key. It's big, usually next to shift, on the right, near the numbers. I don't see it. Look down at the keyboard. It's the enter key. Remember return on typewriters? Yes, just like that. I'm looking but I really don't see it at all. I'm sorry. Susie, you were my office manager for 3 years. I watched you work on a computer extremely similar to this one the entire time. I'm having a hard time rectifying the fact that you can't find the enter key. I know, I'm sorry I can't find it. I don't even see a keyboard on the screen. I have to mute because I'm laughing in a mentally unhealthy manner. Susie, I apologize for becoming frustrated. Look down at your hands please. Where are they? My right hand is on the mouse and my left hand is on the keyboard. Oh my god. I am so sorry. It's totally fine. I apologize for not being effective in my communication. If you feel comfortable changing the names, go ahead. Meanwhile, let me set up another home visit where you can tell me what your desired outcome is and I'll handle everything. Does that sound amenable? Lovely old lady. I'm sure it'll be worth the 3 meatballs she ladles into my bare hands. Congratulations on stumbling across what I've been trying to communicate this entire call, by Userablistmage. I am an evening dispatcher for a smaller town water department, and part of my duties include catching calls after several other city departments have closed for the day, meaning, I get to tell several people per day that I can't do what they want and for them to try back tomorrow when that department is open. The city itself has ruled I'm not even allowed to help if personal info is involved, especially finances. I do get questions for those departments that I can actually answer, most of the time, what time they open, trash pickup schedules, late return library fees, etc. The main reason my job exists is to field emergency calls, like reports of water coming out of the road, or sending an on-call crew to zip over and turn off someone's water at the meter if they have an uncontrolled leak inside which is causing damage, coordinate crews out in the field with where they need to go, log when they arrived where, and state-related reporting. However, a few callers interpret emergency as I need to take a shower because I'm stinky from work and I have a date, to which call tomorrow when they're open. Type responses will simply not do and will try to argue the motive behind a rule I didn't come up with. Getting your water turned back on due to payment processed is finance related and disallowed for me. I've been talking with my supervisor about this. Together we've crafted a kind of script of how to handle the super special people who just won't accept that I can't help them. One idea of mine was to perfect a very stern enunciation of correct, to answer the zinger they often try to throw out. So you're saying this dumpster smelling up my alley can't be picked up today, to encompass a tone implying, congratulations on somehow stumbling across the entire point of every answer I've given you this whole call. My supervisor, who often tells me about what she saw on Judge Judy recently, if that tells you anything about her, will sometimes even greet me in passing or at the door of the dispatch office and with a mock crying, so you won't help me today, that I can practice it on. Not yelling, just a stern enunciation is the best way I can describe it, laced with a bingo, Sherlock backspin. I finally got to use it yesterday, and the conversation went a little like this. Responses are a little wordier than what I'd normally say, in order to obfuscate certain details, etc. Keep in mind that easily 98% of calls don't go any deeper than 1 to 2 responses, because they actually let me explain. It's just that this one would simply not accept rejection and kept interrupting. Hi, I just got home, saw the water had been turned off, and paid my bill online. When will you be out today to turn it back on? Me, it won't be turned on today if you paid it after 5 p.m., the department which handles those finances is closed and they have to process it first to send out a tech. This is an emergency line for things like K. Interrupts, but my bill is paid. I have the receipt number, and the money shows taken out of my bank. My supervisor walks in, grinning because she can hear I got a wild Karen calling and is entertained by my refusal to get riled up by them. Me, the department who handles bill payments, is closed. They will have to process it tomorrow when they return, 8 to 5. This line is for people who are reporting water coming up out. K. Interrupts, but I'm speaking to you, now, and you know that it is paid, so you can just send someone out to turn it on now. Me, but I'm telling you the department which handles that, which is not me, is closed, so it will be processed no sooner than 8 a.m. tomorrow. K. I don't understand why you can't just send someone out to turn it on. Me, we do not handle billing concerns in any way including turn-ons after payment is made. This is an emergency line for people who are reporting pipe breaks in the road, or if K. Interrupts, well this is an emergency. I have children and I need to take a shower before I go to work tomorrow. Me, slightly louder tone, but slower, the department which handles the kind of service you need is only open 8 to 5. K. But me, you will have to contact them during those hours. K. Well that's not going to effing help me today. Me, correct. K. Stunned silence, papers shuffling, hangs up. Sup, who has been grinning like Michael Jackson eating popcorn hanging on every word, smiling wide and eyes bright, gasp and? Me, she hung up in stunned silence. Sup, it worked. Me, smiling brightly, yet. And she set it up so perfectly, she even swore in the last part. She was like, well that's not going effing help me today. Sup, correct. It's like you almost got to swear at her back. I love it. My toilet is clogged, by user crash_n_burn 365. I work at a large university in the US. One of the top universities in fact. That doesn't mean that the students, staff, or faculty are any more computer literate than any other clueless users. I do not know if this belongs here but here goes. Phone rings. Me, hello, thank you for calling University Technology Services, my name is OP, how may I help you? Student, yeah, my toilet is clogged. Me. Taking a few seconds to process what I just heard. Student, how soon do you think someone can come and fix it? Me. You do know this is the University Technology Help Desk? We cannot help you with any plumbing issues. Student, but you're the help desk. Me, yes, I could maybe help you connect your toilet to the internet but I cannot help with a plumbing issue. I told her to call her dorm's area desk and they could help her put in a service request. The IT door greeter, by user another_basic_NPC. An interesting story took place at my last gig, and I think it's time to share a tale some of you can relate to. I worked in a help desk role, and was the boots on the ground for a big office. In the office you had any range of employee from a co-op to a partner. One partner had requested help with a client meeting, no biggie. I went down early, set up everything, and found him talking to someone on a different level in the office. Mentioned the meeting was good, and he waved me off. A few minutes later, I get notified that the clients are waiting at the elevator to our office, it was locked with COVID, and an employee had to go get them, show them to the meeting, and get the partner. I decided to go do this because the partner was still talking, and didn't seem concerned when I let him know. So I let a dozen clients in, got them drinks, bottled water, and got them all seated and left. Some time after the partner did show up, and carried the meeting off no problem. The problem was the next meeting the following day. The admin assistant for the partner emailed me telling me I was to do this again, so to set up the meeting, but with the added tasks of waiting for the clients. I was then to get them all, they all don't arrive at the same time, one by one bringing them to the meeting, and helping them with drinks. We then had our usual IT stand up, and I casually mentioned I was being told to be a door greeter. My boss told me to forward him the email, and about 10 minutes later I was CC'd on an email from the assistant. It looks like X can no longer be our door greeter, we'll have to find someone else for the record, it was her job to do all of this, but she was working from home instead of coming in. Dad vs Tech, the printer with Wi-Fi, by user Prutz and Prutzer. It's been a long time since I posted here, because no real interesting things have happened at work, but after visiting my family recently I remembered the time when my dad got a new printer, with Wi-Fi. My dad isn't very tech-savvy, but he knows how to Google, he knows when something goes over his head, and he takes notes and is able to explain in detail what he's tried, and what the result was. On top of that, he's always grateful for any help, even if the result is the opposite of what he was hoping for. One of the most lovely people I know. So it's basically a tech support's dream almost. One time a couple of years ago I see some messages pop up in our family's WhatsApp group. It was my dad, asking if anyone was able to help him with setting up his new printer. I contemplate for a few moments if I should reply, and decide that I don't have enough things I could sacrifice to our printer demon overlords. I'm around 200 kilometers, 125 ish miles, northwest, and helping over the phone would be just as hellish. Nobody else replies to my dad's request about his printer, and over the next few days I hear nothing about it. Until I'm traveling back home a couple of days later and I get a direct message from my dad. It's about the printer. And I can't ignore him, or actually, I don't want to, if he asks me directly for help. I explain to my dad through text messages that I'm most likely unable to help him with the printers, because I don't know that much about hardware. I notice he's typing a message for quite a while, and once he actually sent the message, I just couldn't stop giggling. My dad, who thinks he doesn't know a lot about that computer tech stuff, had just explained to me in detail what he had done, step by step. He also sent a crystal clear picture of a paper sheet with the printer settings. He found out how to make the printer spit that out through Googling. And then he states that it works on both our laptops, but I must have done something wrong. At this point I just start grinning from ear to ear. My dad set up a printer, connected it to his own wireless network, added the printer to both laptops, and it worked perfectly. I'm so proud of my dad. Still slightly confused though, I ask why he felt he was doing something wrong. Turns out a physical CD/DVD came with the printer, containing some manufacturer software. Only one of their laptops had an actual disk drive, so he thought that he must do something with that disk, and the terms the manufacturer used for the wireless hotspot from the printer itself, and the mode where you hook the printer into your own wireless network were almost identical. TLDR, Dad asks for help with setting up his new wireless printer. Worked perfectly. Dad couldn't believe he would be able to set up a printer all by himself, so surely something must be wrong, right? Edit, thanks for the award, kind strangers. I'll make sure to let Dad know people enjoyed the story enough to gift some awards. Edit 2, Dad is humbled/shy by the positive reactions. As if he wasn't humble enough already, he mentioned he should probably set the printer up for their new laptop soon. Told him I'll help if needed, but I'm fairly sure he's going to manage perfectly fine.